It is a hammer to forge greatness, and a spark that inspires millions. It is the International, a tournament summoning the finest Dota teams from across the globe. Yet, for those who would seek the aegis of champions, the road to glory has never been longer or more treacherous.
Napaka mahihaing bata niyan eh. Alam mo, bilang bunso, parang ano yan, hindi namin masyadong napapansin na yung ugali niya, basta hindi siya gano'ng kumikibo. Then, na nag-aaral ng high school yan, naging ugali niya na ano eh, na nawawala bigla. Siyempre, hindi naman sa akin sapat na ginagawa niya gano'n kasi gusto ko makatapos siya ng pag-aaral eh. So, nagkaroon na pala siya ng ibang interest, yung gaming. Minsan, umaalis siya ng school eh. Hindi siya nagpapaalam. Parang nagkakating siya. Pas nalalaman ko na dumating yung araw, hindi siya pumapasok. Siyempre, unang-una, masakit sa amin yun na hindi pala siya nag-aaral ng maganda. So, wala pa ako alam sa idea ng Dota regarding sa mga bagay na yan. Hindi naging madali talaga sa akin. Parang minsan nakukonsume ko eh. Gusto ko talaga mag-aral siya, pahanap siya. At that time, marami kong iniistorbong tao para hanapin siya kung saan-saan ako nakarating. Kasi hanggang magalit ako sa kanya. So, dumating din yung panahon na it's about time na nagpapaalam na siya sa amin. Tinanggap ko na rin. Sinabi ko sa kanya, sige, kung gusto mo talaga, bigyan kita ng konting panahon, 1 taon.
Sobrang daming nabago nung nagsimula na ako sa TNC kasi yung nag-start na ako, alam kong mayroong future dito sa team na to. Yung focus ko, talagang totoong na ako. Dati kasi, palabas-labas pa din ako kahit may team na ako, ganun. Kaya sobrang nag-invest din ako.
Raven, tickling back at that tier 4. We'll get it, Samh jumps in, they get the stun immediately, and that's going to be the silence are gone. No buyback for 14:37. Snowball down again, look at the wall, Samh, but Samh with the BKB stands his ground, 458, up into the sky with the Euros trying to keep himself alive, but he's dead. 458's gone for 2 minutes, 14:37's gone, they've lost a third. GG well played is called as TNC Predator will go to TI8.
Oh, my Armel looks like he just broke his keyboard, I believe.
Siguro, since na ito yung pangarap niya, sa tingin ko, hindi niya sasayangin itong pagkakataon na to. Siyempre, ako yung parang pinakaunang niyang supporter eh. Siguro para sa amin, doesn't mean naman kung mananalo siya o matatalo eh. Diba, ito yung debut niya eh, TI. At lahat naman ng isang professional player nangarap din mapunta sa the international.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vancouver. For the very first time in history, the International comes to you live in Canada.
Frequent rivals of Southeast Asia face off for a spot to move on.
TNC have opened up the map, so if they win one team fight, that'll just be a high ground for them. And that
Kuku coming in from behind with the double damage. This could be chaos. It's 4 dead from TNC.
Mineski staves off elimination but remains to fight on.
Yung TI8 naman, siyempre nalungkot kami sa naging result namin. Yung preparation namin going to TI. Hindi siya sobrang ganun ka-prepared, pero pwede na. Ganun. Ayun, siyempre pagka nasa TI ka, gusto mo magawa mo lahat ng best mo, and feeling namin sobrang kinapos kami doon.
After ng TI8, nung nag-roster change kami, malaking pagbabago kasi una mag-a-adjust si Kuku ng role niya, magiging offlane.
Nung una, medyo mahirap kasi yun nga, 2 core yung nawala nun, offlane at saka carry. So, yung pahanapan ng player, maraming kinokontak. Kasi siyempre, Pilipino lang din yung gusto nilang kunin din. Kasi hindi lang yung sa yung galing yung tinitignan, pati yung attitude, sa same page namin. Yan, okay lang naman nung time na umalis sila kasi tagal na namin magkakampi. Kailangan na rin talaga yun kasi para mag-grow sila as a person tapos tsaka sa inside the game.
Parang kahit magkahiwalay na kayo, tropa pa rin yun.
Hindi naman mawala yun. Tapos, yun, nagkakamustahan pa rin naman na, yun nga, malay mo, makakampi ko ulit sila.
Tapos may bago kaming captain, si Mike, Ninja Boogie. Tapos bagong carry din na si Gab.
Noong una, pinayam ako ni Dims na kung pwede daw ba kasamahan. Kasi yun, syempre top 1 na team sa Pinas. Sasali talaga ako.
Siguro nung una, medyo nagkakapaampa ng attitude kasi yun nga, bago. Siyempre, okay yung parang ganun na pero hindi pa kayo comfortable sa isa't isa. Siyempre, excited din ako sa team na yun kasi yun nga, parang may captain, tapos bago role ko. Siyempre, hindi na ako yung parang as a leader. Dati kasi stress na stress pag daming yung parang daming problema. Yung sa strategy, draft, command ng team. Parang nung support kasi parang lahat yun kailangan mong ma-handle din na kahit sabihin mong support ka lang, parang isa siya sa big impact talaga sa game.
So malaking adjustment sa amin, tapos kapaan muna ng game kasi hindi pa namin alam paano sila maglaro So yun, adjust muna sa umpisa.
This season, they entrusted the future of their team to new recruit Ninja Boogie. And under his leadership, fans have witnessed a dramatic change in results. With Kuku back to playing core and Armel styling in the mid lane, this all-Filipino roster has become formidable in their home region. Runners-up in the SEA regional qualifiers. Please give it up for TNC Predator.
Nung first major, di ba parang unang tournament yan sa season na yan na malaki.
Excited ako. Excited ako makapaglaro sa mga big teams. Gusto ko manalo.
Feel ko parang magdidire-diretso siya kasi as a team parang alam namin kung paano kami maglaro. Tapos komportable din ako sa role ko nung time na yun. Ayun, kahit na puro talo kami sa scrim nung time ng Kuala Lumpur, naging good result siya na di namin in-expect lahat. Kasi may time na 20 ata scrim namin or 23 parang gano'n. Ang score namin 2 wins lang tapos 21. Parang sobrang stress sa scrim. Then yan, hanggang sa natuto kami doon.
Tsaka kung matalo man, experience para sa akin. Kaya win-win situation para sa akin.
I like this hero a lot. It's Tim's Phoenix. So they are going to do the Shadow Shaman 5, I guess, and it is just going to be Core Shaker.
Kuku in a good position.
The unspoke. Oh! After level 3! They're hot as well. Double kill already. Oh my god!
Oh, I don't know what's happening. I'm going to die.
The next one's
That's
back.
Lifesteal
Cannot fight. Lifesteal is dead. Axe is going to die. Is this the GG Bulldog?
Kuku.
Eventually bail him out, but there's Saksa moving in. One sentry ward, right clicks with Tims. And there goes the hunt, and here comes the Stampede. Tims is out on that one. Quick follow-up. The Arc Ward's also going to be gone, and that is it. It's unfortunate for TNC. Obviously a very, very tough series, but props to NIP.
Best of 1 lang yun. So, huwag lang natin sila i-underestimate. Tapos, expect natin na baka maging mabilis sila maglaro ngayon dahil ayun na lang yung option nila diba? Kaysa mag-stick sila dun sa lagi nilang playstyle tapos natatalo sila. Ayun, tsaka lakuin lang din natin yung laro natin. Wala naman tayong pakialam sa kanila. Galingan lang natin.
Just do your best. Okay? Just communicate. Play as one game. Dota lang natin. Gawin natin yung Dota natin. Chill lang, chill.
He wants blood, he wants everything. Oh, Remedy over Gabbi. Give that man a rampage and maybe another one. GG called. TNC do it. TNC did it with an excellent fashion from start to finish.
Looking back on Aster's performance, I identified their weakness, and I think we were able to, use it as our strength. I think the only problem with the Aster game was closing out the game. I think we didn't really come up with a plan as a team, and that's why the game dragged on a bit longer than it should have.
And in through to the next round. They will take the fountain, and Team Liquid keep their lower bracket hopes alive.
I think both drafts I did pretty well. I think game 2 we should have won that in the bag. We just kept making so many mistakes, so many errors. Game 1 was definitely winnable. My last ban was a bit dumb. I should have been Razor if I was playing with Pick Chug. And shit happens, I guess, They're definitely a strong team, but I think both games I did pretty well in terms of drafting against them.
Every tournament, depende sa magiging result, tsaka depende sa kung gaano pa ka-healthy yung team. Kasi minsan may mga misunderstanding na mangyayari, ganon. Kung paano namin i-solve as a team. So, yun, matatansya namin kung hanggang TI ba yung team o hindi.
We have some lower bracket action coming up next. We've got TNC versus Warriors Gaming.
This is elimination time.
Shallow Grave coming
Thunder's
out.
up. It's okay. Hot's in and out. Armel's in trouble.
Oh boy.
I mean, in general, TNC shouldn't have even been in the lower bracket, right? I'm a bit sad that they're in the lower bracket, but I guess it's understandable.
This is day number 2. You lose this series, you are done.
Down, it's a triple kill coming out, and there is no buyback on this TV. Uh-oh.
This might be the end of the series, let alone the end of the tournament for TNC.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That would be such an upset, right? Because people were thinking, like, TNC coming in here as
It
one
would
of
be
the,
a lot earlier than expected, yes.
one of the favorites, and they could just be taken down by Warriors right here, right now.
Ayun, yung Dream League qualifiers namin, nung nalaglag agad kami, may konting sa loob ng team problema. So, yun. Ang problema namin, hindi namin ma-solve kasi pag nangyari na, tapos na-solve namin, after ilang days or 1 week, ganun, babalik na naman
Mga panahon kasi na yun talagang sobrang bad shape ng team.
Parang hindi mo masasabing team ba.
Kumbaga may mga personal problems na din sa isa't isa, and ayun yung mahirap kasing ayusin Yung hindi na yung laro yung problema. Mismong 5 tao na yung
So yun, feel ko hindi healthy yung team namin pag ganun.
After kasi ng Dream League, merong agad upcoming na major, and pinag-aandaan kasi namin yung WSG nun. So gusto namin talaga Pilipino, and gusto namin at least may experience. Tapos si Nico, siyempre naging captain na siya ng TNC dati. Alam na yung attitude niya, alam na yung kung paano siya mag-isip. So, dun siya na
Malaki yung naging impact niya kasi nag-stand siya ng Team Secret. So, may mga idea siya na na-share sa amin. Tapos na-apply din namin sa WSG. Kaya yun, medyo confident yung team. Dahil nga may alam kami pagpasok ng tournament. So, nanalo lang kami ng parang madali, hindi siya katulad last year na nung last na panalo namin na sobrang hirap.
I mean, syempre yung una, hindi talaga expect na mananalo kasi unang-una si Kuku, importanteng player din sa amin. Kahit alam naman na si Polo malakas din talaga, pero bagong role niya kasi yun So, pumunta kami dun, alam na hindi kami nag-expect ng ganong place.
Basta every tournament, one step at a time lang naman kami.
Yung ginawa lang namin yung best namin. Sobrang saya pa din. Kasi yung naman, nakampi niya si Nico, nakampi niya si Teams. Si Gab lang naman yung hindi niya nakampi. So, kaya pa rin talaga mag-click kahit pa paano. Konting adjust lang naman.
Yun lang yung unang meet namin ni Paolo. Hindi kami ganun ka-close. Hindi rin kami nakakapag-usap masyado. Nakapag-usap lang kami, syempre in-game, medyo mag-usap. Yun, mabait naman si Paolo. Nakakatawa rin na magkaroon ng kakampi na gano'n. Masaya ako sa narating namin. Kasi nung mga bago kami pumunta USD, hindi kami ganun maglaro. Parang sobrang saya lang na ganun kinalabasan ng mga practice namin.
Just all in kill the support, and with the help of Old Chicken, they will be able to kill one. They're going to split up here to make sure that they can't get double changed. That means their PA is going to be left to die here. Meanwhile, inside of the base, that is Gabbi finishing out the game. That's it. Team Gaming call it TNC.
Next is the Champions WSG 2018-2019 Dota competition representing the Philippines. Welcome on stage your winners. TNC have won WSG twice.